take that one home with you, yeah, right? So don't believe the hype. People are intelligent, use your mind. We're not stupid people. Muslims we're not idiots. We're not just following this man blindly because, forget about this and that. No. There's 1.2 billion Muslims. It's the largest denomination in the world. It's more than any Christian denomination because the Catholics and Christians are two different religions.
But I want to focus on something specific. You say that Muhammad never raised his hand against a woman, and that this shows that Muhammad was this makes Muhammad good, but in Sahih Muslim, Aisha specifically says that Muhammad hit her in her chest and caused her pain. And I'm just wondering, as far as methodology goes, I see you sort of picking and choosing your sources rather than just going for what the sources say. And if a source like Sahih Muslim says that Muhammad hit Aisha in her chest, and you say Muhammad never raised his hand to a woman, who should I believe? Should I believe Sahih Sitta and Aisha, or should I believe you?
I'd have to see this alleged hadith. You'd have to quote it to me and show it to me. I know of no such hadith. Regarding my methodology, if you recall my debate with Mr. Allegationa, I did quote extra biblical material such as, Nag Hammadi Library and so on and so forth. But according to many Christian scholars and objective scholars, Dr. Bart Ehrman, Dr. Elaine Pagels, they say the Gospel of Thomas predates the Gospel of John, that the Gospel of John was written as a reaction to the Gospel of Thomas. Strike me on the chest. Okay, I'll deal with this in a minute here. But I also quoted stuff from the Q-source document, which Matthew and Luke had access to, right? And the Gospel in Galatia at the time. This is pre-Pauline. This is before Paul's letters, right? Now, regarding the other things he mentioned about the earliest source material, there are no pagan sources from the first century that even mention Jesus. There's one Jewish source that mentions Jesus from the first century. These are the earliest writings. Where are the earliest writings? The earliest writings were done by Jews. They were done by Jews. And there's no Jewish Christian sources that are left. They've all been lost. They've been destroyed by Trinitarian Christians. So regarding this hadith, he struck me on the chest, which caused me pain. Again, this is looking at this on a surface level. Was that his intention? Did he want to hurt his wife? What does she say about him? This is what she says in all 6 books of hadith. He never returned an evil for an evil. He was never unjust. This is what she says. Now he shows me a hadith where he was struck her on the chest. One time, another time, during the Battle of Badr, the Prophet, there was a man in the first line, and the Prophet took an arrow and just jabbed him in the chest a little bit to move him back. And the man said, "You hurt me." And the Prophet said, "That was not my intention." Right? And the man said, "I want my requital." So the Prophet spread his chest and said, "You can take it." And the man jumped and he leapt and he kissed the chest of the Prophet. And he said, "I just wanted to kiss you." Right? We have to look at what was his intention. Our scholars have looked at all of these hadith. Just looking at something on the surface level, I can do the same thing with the Bible. I'll look at something at the surface level. I have come to bring a sword. Right? Jesus, Matthew 10:34. What's up with that sword? The Christian will say, no, you stupid Muslim. This is an allegory. This is he's symbolical. Just because it says sword, just because it says strike, doesn't mean strike. Our scholars have looked at these things in detail. They've looked at the Arabic. They've done cross-references with thousands of other hadith. They don't just say, okay, it says this, so therefore that's what it means. All right? So, again, this is Mr. Wood just looking at things at a superficial level, at a surface level, and drawing his own erroneous conclusions to them. I can do the very same thing to his sources as well. Thank you. Met the Prophet's enemies before they had met him. The vast majority of Americans have never really met the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. They've only heard what his enemies have said about him. And you can never rely on your enemy to give you an objective, unprejudiced, disinterested account of anything. Mr. Wood's criticisms and polemics are nothing new. The Western Orientalists have vilified the Holy Prophet for hundreds of years. Montgomery Watt says, of all the world's great men, none has been so much maligned as Muhammad, end quote. Yet the Prophet's message continues to resonate in the hearts of the faithful, and Islam continues to grow. How? Because God tells the Prophet in the Quran, وَاللَّهُ يَعْصِمُكَ مِنَ النَّاسِ, and God will defend and protect you from the violence and slanders of men. The Prophet's defense counsel is God himself. The skeptic like Mr. Wood cannot possibly entertain such a notion. So he concludes that Muslims must not know the so-called truth about Muhammad. No, we know the truth. It's no secret. Karen Armstrong says we know more about Muhammad than about the founder of any other major religion. He's the only historical prophet. Now, the most important thing tonight is to be objective and balanced in our critical methodology. You see, the typical Christian critique of the Prophet of Islam is extremely superficial, surface level, and one-dimensional. Things are looked at purely at face value, and then the worst possible motives are ascribed to them, which in reality is only a reflection of the mental depravity of the criticizers. If a psychiatrist shows you an ink blot and all you see is sex and violence, the problem is you. Summun bukmun umyun fahum la yaqilun. Deaf, dumb, and blind, they have no sense. But it's not your fault. I understand. You are what you read. The Bible is an anthology of sex and violence. So, a man with hepatitis, he doesn't go around blaming other people because they look yellow. He has a disease in his eyes. He is the problem. He perceives the world through his own diseases. So Mr. Wood's analysis is not surprising. This is a man, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, who is widely regarded by many scholars of Western academia as the most influential human being to ever step foot on the earth. For all of the earthly work of all of the previous prophets put together does not equal to what this one man achieved. D. Brown, a Christian missionary, says, by any standard, Muhammad's achievements were little short of miraculous. Will we just dismiss him on a superficial level? R.B. Smith says that the Prophet was absolutely unique in history. That's a Christian missionary talking. His life is based on history, not mythology or conjecture. And it's not enough to say he was a great genius, he was a good statesman, he was a military hero. There's a lot more to this man.